Peace and blessings, everyone. This is Black Dove back with another video. This is my energy recalling candle and invocation ritual. Recalling your energy is important. It's like taking a shower every day, brushing your teeth after you eat, um, changing your underwear, combing your hair. It's like good housekeeping, right? Cleaning your home, washing your laundry is essential. It's an essential part of um, your life, your well-being, your quality of life. Because the truth is when whether we are aware of it or not, we come across people. People come into our lives. We interact with people. We exchange energy, right? So even if you're in a relationship with someone, say you're in a relationship with someone and you guys live together, you're in each other's energy, right? As man and woman. And then that person leaves and you go your separate ways. That person still holds on to a bit of your energy and you still hold on to a bit of their energy. Um, let's just be real. I'm going to be real. Let's say you're not in a relationship with someone and you're just having sex with someone. Sex is a energy exchange. It's an energy exchange. So for all of you people who are out there, and I'm not judging, it's not my place to judge, but I'm just being honest and real, that are having one night stands, going out, meeting somebody, going and sleeping with someone, and you have sex with them. That's an energy exchange. So, first of all, you shouldn't be doing it, but that's neither here nor there, right? That's not my place to judge you, because it's one of the lower frequency things to do, especially if you're working on increasing your vibration and connecting with your higher self and becoming one with the universe and your spirit guides and your ancestors and your guardian angels, then you should be operating in a higher frequency and working on that. But I digress. So say you've done that, or you've moved on from a relationship, or you were married and you got a divorce. That person has a bit of your energy. A bit of your energy goes with them and is left with them, and vice versa, right? So recalling your energy is very important, especially if you're trying to move on from a situation. If you want a closing and you're trying to move on, it's a great way to close out a situation that you no longer want to be connected, or someone you no longer want to be energetically connected to. So my energy recalling candle and invocation is perfect for that. I tend to modify mines different times, depending on how I'm feeling, but I will give you a basic, my candle's formula. Um, if you can't, don't make candles, um, how you can take a regular votive candle, anoint it, create your own energy recalling candle, and perform an invocation. So before I begin, subscribe to the channel, like this video, and share, and hit the notification bell for more content. I already made 2 candles. I made one for myself and one for my son. So I'm making a third one for my sister. We'll be using these candles next week during our when we do our energy recalling ritual. My ingredients for this candle, energy recalling candle, is rosemary. You see it? Rosemary, bay laurel, and lavender. I put 10 drops of each essential oil into my candle. So I've already melted my wax for my third candle. So what I'm going to do is, before I actually mix it in, I'm going to let it cool a little bit more because I need it to a certain temperature to mix in my oil. I'm going to tell you the purpose for each essential oil and herb, and then give you other essential oils and herbs that you can use. But I would say, if you're not comfortable with my formula, just go through the herbs that I've listed, smell them, the essential oils that I've listed, smell them, and see how they resonate with you. And then base your candle, your invocation candle, energy recall candle off that. So rosemary clears negative energy and restores vitality. Bay laurel helps manifest desires and releases negative energy. And lavender promotes relaxation and restores balance, right? So I always, before I decide on what essential oils and herbs to use in my formula for my candles, I always smell them and see how they make me feel, what they invoke in me, right? But once I've determined my formula is locked in, that's my formula. I use it for myself, and I provide it to others. I provide it to other clients and people who purchase my candles. This is the formula once I've locked in, because it's based on my energy and my frequency. So before you even perform this invocation, it's best to ground yourself. So you ground yourself by taking deep breaths in, holding them for a bit, and then releasing them through your mouth. So in through your nose, breathing deeply in through the diaphragm, and then holding it and then releasing it through your mouth. I do it for maybe about 3 times, but do it until you feel like grounded and relaxed, right? The second thing you should be doing is turning off any distractions, making sure you're in a space where you can be present in the moment, because it's important to be present in the moment when you're performing an energy recalling invocation ritual, right? It's important to be present. So removing all distractions, if you can, turning off your phone, putting it on do not disturb, turning off the light, finding a quiet space if you can. But if you can't, then do the best that you can concerning your situation, right? Everybody's situation is different. A simple invocation, a very simple invocation to perform is basically, and you have to speak it out loud, right? So I would suggest you lighting your candle, turning off the lights, lighting your candle, and then speaking the invocation. And I incorporate meditation music in my ritual, which you don't have to do. But before I even turn on my meditation music, I speak my invocation out loud, right? So it would go something along the lines of, I call my energy back to me from all commitments, known and unknown, all past lives, known and unknown, all realms, known and unknown, and from all that surround me, all that surrounds me, no matter the intention. I am a sovereign being. I honor myself, my joy, and my existence here on earth. I call all my energy back. I am whole, full, and divine. And then, so shall it be, Ashe, right? Um, like I said, I often modify it. Sometimes, if I'm calling my energy back from a specific person, I'll do it in a way where I say, I call my energy back to me. I call my energy back from, and I'll state the person's name. And then I take it a step further and I say, I cut all energy cords to, and I say the person's name. And then I repeat it again. And I probably repeat it about 3 times. and then I'll say, so shall it be, Ashe, right? Like I said, you can modify an invocation to fit you, right? How it makes you feel, how you feel in that moment. But make sure you're present when you're performing this energy recall invocation ritual. Be present in the moment. Don't be distracted by outside external factors, right? Um, and if you have the ability to be in a quiet space, find a quiet space. I mean, if you have family, little children, it might be more difficult. But if you have children where you can say, hey, I'm going to perform, I'm going to take some time for myself, just give me some time. Um, Please don't disturb me, and things like that. I have an older son. My son's a teenager. He's a young adult, right? He's 18. So if he sees me, he knows not to, even if he says mom, he knows I'm not going to respond. He's just going to keep on walking because he knows I'm doing a meditation or a ritual or invocation, right? So getting to, I let my wax cool down too much, so let me put this back on the heater. um, and then I will get into exactly how I mix my candle. But while I'm waiting for that, here's the thing. If you don't like making candles, you can buy a votive candle. A votive candle that's not in a jar, right? And why I say a candle that's not in a jar, because you will need to anoint it with the essential herbs, the essential oils and the herbs, right? Um, so just a regular white votive candle is all you need. You would then take your essential oils, and you would need 10 drops of each one if you're anointing a candle, right? Modify it. Maybe you need 5 drops, depending on the size of the candle. Maybe you need more, right? Maybe you don't need so much. You mix it, you can put them all into your hand, blend them together, rub them on the candle, and then you would take your herbs, right? Because I mixed my herbs already because I had made the candle. Take your herbs, which is the same as your essential oils, rosemary, bay laurel, and lavender, and rub them all over the candle, right? That's if you're somebody who's not into making candles. If making candles is not your thing and you're not going to purchase a candle, right, from someone, you can buy an inexpensive candle, votive candle nowadays, and just pretty much anoint it with your essential oils. And then after you've anointed it with your essential oils, um, anoint it with your herbs. Think about calling your energy back to you, because you want to set intentions on that candle, right? You want to put as much energy into that candle, provide that candle with much energy, and then you put it on a plate, right? A candle plate. Take your candle in yourself to a quiet space. Ground yourself by taking deep breaths. Do deep breathing as many times as you want. Like I said, I only do it 3 times, but if you need to do it more than 3 times, then so be it. You must adapt a ritual to fit you, right? I know a lot of people be like, oh, I do it this way, I do it this way, I do it this way, this is how it must be done. But the reality is everybody's energy flow is different. Everybody's energy frequency is different. Everybody doesn't vibrate at the same frequency, right? Some are low, some are in between, some are high. I can say if I make a candle for someone, they're getting a high frequency candle. A very high frequency candle, because I'm putting my energy into it. My energy is meant for healing and protection. It is not meant to cause harm. I do not use my energy to cause harm. And anyone who buys a candle from me cannot and will not use my energy for harm, because I always put a safe code into my candles, into my energy, that it's not to be used for ill intentions, because intentions is everything. Whether people want to believe it or not, intentions is everything. So my candle wax is about at 180, right? So I usually put my essential oils in at about between 180 and 185. So I'm going to do this really quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Put this to the side. I'm not going to stir it for 2 minutes. I'm going to stir it, and I stir each one in. I don't drop them all in at the same time and mix. I stir each one in individually and mix so that I know it's well blended. Then I'll take my bay laurel, and it'll be 10 drops of that. And then I'll stir that in. While I'm stirring in my essential oils, I'm just going to stick my glass on the plate. And I know somebody's probably going to be like, oh, why she do that? She should be using a blow dryer, which I should. But I don't have time to be pulling out no blow dryer. A lot of the times, I'm busy. I have a lot of things to do. So I'm not going to pull out a blow dryer. I just stick it on there for a few minutes. I don't let it sit for very long, and I don't even stick it on there for a few minutes. I don't let it sit very long. Then I just put my glove on and I pull it off. I heat it up and I pull it off. So once I've mixed all my essential oils, and most of the time, a lot of the times my candles have 4 essential oils in it. Therefore, I use the 4 herbs of the essential oil. But rosemary is so potent that when I was smelling the different essential oils and matching them and holding them up to each other and holding them together and smelling them, the 2 that set well and resonated with me, that blended well with the rosemary, was bay laurel and lavender. It gave me this calm, energetic but calm feeling, right? Like basil is really potent too. So when I was smelling the basil and the rosemary together, it just gave me a feeling of nauseousness. And I like basil. I use it in other candles. It's not that, but the overall energy of every single essential oil and herb together has to create any feeling, right? It gives you a feeling. So that's what you're going based on. You're going based on individual, but also remember to smell them together. So what I mean by that is, let me pour this wax first before I get into that further. So my candle is warm. It's not hot, but it's warm. The candle jar and the wax is at the right temperature. I poured in about 160. So now I'm just going to let my candle cool before I put my dry herbs on top. Okay. Let me take this out with some alcohol and then soap and water. Anyway, what I mean by when I say smell the essential oils, see how they make you feel individually and together collectively, is because you don't want to mix 2 oils, essential oils or herbs together, and they invoke different energy on you. What's wrong with you? I'm not giving you tuna. You just ate. Yeah, okay. Give me a second. I'm doing something. So, let me turn this off because I need to stick this up here and I don't want it to continue to cook. Anyway, so like I said, what I do is when I'm choosing essential oils, and I'll have like I said, I'll have a long list of them. Sometimes the list is long, sometimes the list is not so long. So I'll have them, I'll write them down, um, that serve the purpose for what I'm making the candle for and the ritual, the candle for, right? And what the ritual is for. And then I'll pull out each essential oil and I smell it. So I love that rosemary. I'm a big fan of rosemary. I use it a lot when I'm cooking. Um, when my son was younger, he used to eat lamb chops, and I used to put rosemary on lamb chops all the time. I put it on roasted chicken. Um, I love the smell of rosemary. It gives me this jolt of energy. It's gives me this jolt of energy, and it also gives me this young, energetic feeling, right? Um, I smell bay laurel, then I'll smell it and I'll be like, okay, I like how that makes me feel. I like how it interacts with my chakra, right? And my energy flow. I did the same thing with bay laurel, right? And then I'll take bay laurel and I'll take rosemary together, open them up, and smell them together. And I inhale, I sniff it and I inhale it, the aroma, several times, right? So that both of them have entered into my nostrils. And then I wait to see how it makes me feel and how it resonates with me, right? So I've already made my mind up on bay laurel, rosemary and bay laurel, and then I go to the next one. And I repeat the process over and over again, right? So sometimes I'll smell rosemary. And another of the essential oils, herbs you could use was sage. So my list consisted of rosemary, sage, bay laurel, lavender, basil, mint, and alfalfa, right? So someone may like my formula for my energy recall candle and invocation ritual, right? Others may be like, oh, those scents don't resonate with me. So again, the list for the ones that work well with energy recall, the herbs and essential oils are rosemary, sage, bay laurel, lavender, basil, mint, and alfalfa. There might be some others, but those were the ones on my list that I decided were my best options, right? And then I went through and I smelled them and I decided, normally I put 4 essential oils and 4 herbs into my candle, but this time these 3, rosemary, laurel, and lavender, resonated with me and they blended well, and the other ones did not blend well with this formula. And I wasn't going to stray away from the rosemary, um, or the lavender or the bay laurel, because when I smelt them all 3 together, the the energy, the way it made me feel, the way it resonated with each chakra and my solar plexus, let me know that it was right. Because as you're going through and you're aligning chakras and you're balancing your chakras and you're recognizing energy and you're learning how to read energy and you're recognizing the movements and the sounds of your soul, your energy, your chakras, you'll know your chakras speak to you. They'll tell you when something's good and when something's bad. Um, when they're in agreement, when it's in agreement with your energy and when it's not. So this formula was in agreement with my energy. Again, this is my energy recall candle. It could be used, the formula could be used for a candle or a meditation oil. Um, the invocation, again, I'll go through it really quick. A simple energy recall invocation for your ritual is, I call my energy back to me from all commitments, known and unknown, all past lives, known and unknown, all realms, known and unknown, and from all that surrounds me, no matter the intentions. I am a sovereign being. I honor myself, my joy, my existence, here on earth. I call all my energy back. I am whole, full, and divine. So shall it be. Ashe. Again, like I said, you can modify it. I modify it depending on my moods. Like I said before, sometimes I'll call my energy back to me. I'll call my energy back from, and then I'll state the person's name. I'll call my energy back to me. I'll call my energy back from, and then I'll state that person's name again. And I usually do that like 3 times. And then at the end, I'll say, I cut all cords and close all energy doors. I call all energy cords and I close all energy doors. And then I'll say the person's name. So shall it be, Ashe. Again, it's important to ground yourself, reduce or eliminate all distractions, ground yourself, take several deep breaths in. I do about 3, but if you have to do more, then so shall it be. But modify, I can't express enough on modifying a ritual to suit you. I mean, you can call on your spirit guides, the universe, the angels, your spirit guides, and your ancestors while you're doing this invocation to help call your energy back to you. You can invoke them. It all just depends on how you're feeling in that moment, in that time, in that space, in that energy space. But key things to remember is speaking your affirmation out loud, grounding yourself, trying your best to have it in a nice quiet space, and then speaking, lighting your candle, speaking your affirmation, invocation. I don't know why I said affirmation. Speaking your invocation, calling your energy back to you, and sitting in that energy for, most people don't have the attention span to sit for 30 minutes. I pretty much can sit for 30 minutes. But, I mean, 5 to 10 minutes, and repeat it the next day if you have to. Repeat it the next day. Repeat it the next day. Or if you feel like you need to do it once a week until you can, because I did it, not going to lie, I'm going to share with y'all one last thing and then I'm going to close out this video. I went through a divorce last year. Last year in April 22nd of 2024, my divorce was finalized. So it's been a year since I've been divorced, right? And during the divorce process, and anybody who knows who's been through a divorce knows how it feels. I called my energy back to me. I did it. I think I did it after I signed my papers and I sent them back to my ex-husband's attorney. I did it for like 2 weeks. I think for 14 days straight. I did a energy recalling ritual. And the last night I did it, I felt this surge of energy hit me in my chest. And my ex-husband felt the energy leave him because he called me up and he was angry and he was mad and he was so many things. And he calls me to this day for spiritual advice and guidance. Spiritual advice and guidance. He has gotten candles from me. The candles have worked for him. He's had so much karma come down on him because of the things he's done to me and how he did me and what he did. Which I think I talked about in another video, a previous video. But it works. Calling your energy back, I felt it. It hit me. And when it hit me, it wasn't painful. My chest got warm. And I felt this relief. this relief. I started to cry. And it was just pure joy. It was so many emotions coming over me all at once that I just cried just out of joy. It was pure joy and happiness when my energy hit me back in my chest. It hit my heart chakra, and my heart chakra started to warm up. And it didn't knock me off my toes. It didn't make me short of breath, but I felt it when it returned back to me. It hit me in my heart chakra. And I did it, like I said, I did it for 14 days. I'm pretty sure it was like 2 weeks. On the last day that I did it, I was sitting on my couch, Indian style. It was dark. My younger sister was staying with me at the time. My younger sister and her 2 kids. And my younger sister didn't even know I was going through a divorce. She was unaware of it because she was going through she was dealing with her own things, right? No fault of hers. It wasn't her job to know. And at all. It didn't hold it against her. But I sat on that couch and I had my headphones on my ears and I was listening to meditation music and I was whispering. And I know I said you said it out, you had to say it out loud, but I was whispering in it to the universe. And when I felt my energy hit me in my chest, it was the best feeling I had ever had because I knew everything good that I had given to him in our marriage and our relationship had returned to me, and it was warm and I was overjoyed. I felt so much relief. I felt so much relief. And in that moment, I felt whole. I felt complete. I felt like myself. So I encourage you, if you've never done an energy recall and ritual invocation, I encourage you to consider what I've shared with you, right? Modify it to suit you. Do your research, right? And then commit to it. So if you're going to do it once a week, do it once a week. If you're going to do it every day for 7 days, for 14 days, do it. If you're going to do it once a month, like good housekeeping, in a good housekeeping type of way, I say do it. If you have specific people that you want to call energy back from, I say do it because it is probably the best thing you could ever do. Because like I said, you are coming across people every day. You're picking up energy. You're passing on energy with co-workers, with people you are in a relationship with family members. And sometimes you become so exhausted because you've given out so much energy, right? It's best to call your energy back to you. Period, point blank. It's best to call your energy back to you. So I hope my video was a help. I hope it gave some clarification, some understanding, some understanding and overstanding to someone. I hope you subscribe to my channel, like this video, and share it for more content. Until next time, Godspeed, peace and blessings. Be kind to yourself and be kind to each other. Love you guys. Bye.